Dandavat Pranam to the assembled devotees. Namaste. All glories to Om Vishnu Pad Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, Chapter 2, Text 71. Vihaya kaman yaha sarvan pumams charati nihishpraha nirmamo nirahankara sa santim adhigachati. Only a person who lives his life abandoning all desires, hankering, ego, and possessiveness can know real peace. Esha brahmi stiti partha nainam prapya vimuhyati stitvasyam anta kalepi brahma nirvanam ruchanti. O Partha, this is realization of the absolute. Attaining, O Partha, this is realization of the absolute, attaining which a person is freed from the delusion of mundane existence. Even at the time of death, only a momentary attainment of this state leads one to the divine abode. Iti Shri Mahabharate Sata Sahasryam Samhityayam Vayashikyam Bhishma Parvani Srimad Bhagavad-Gita Supanishtashu Brahmavidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Sankhya Yogo Nama Dvityo Dhyayaha. End of Chapter 2. The Constitution of the Soul. From the conversation of Sri Krishna and Arjuna in Srimad Bhagavad-Gita Upanishad, the Yoga scripture of transcendental knowledge, in Bhishma Parva of Sri Mahabharata, the holy scripture revealed by Srila Vyasa Dev in 100,000 verses. Chapter 3. Karma Yoga, the path of action. Arjuna Uvacha Jayasi Chet Karmanaste Mata Buddhir Janardana Tatkim Karmani Gore Mam Niyojayasi Keshava. Arjuna said, O Janardan, O Keshava, if you consider wisdom superior to action, why then do you urge me to engage in the violence of warfare? Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohaya shiva me tarekam vada nischitya yena shreyo ham apnuyam. I am confused by your words. They appear to be ambiguous, sometimes supporting action and sometimes supporting wisdom. So please tell me which is the most beneficial path for me to take. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Lokesmin Dvi Vidha Nista Pura Prokta Mayanaga Gyana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. The Supreme Lord replied, O Sinless One, I have described the two paths to be found in this world of yoga of wisdom practiced by the realized and the yoga of selfless action practiced by those active in the world. Both paths touch the beginnings of devotional practice, since the ladder to the plane of devotion is one, while the practice is twofold according to the stage attained. Nakarmanam anharamban naishkaramyam purusho nute. Nacha sanyas hanad eva siddhim samadhi gachati. One cannot attain freedom from action by refraining from action, nor can one attain fulfillment by renunciation alone. Nahi kaschit kshanam api jatu tistatya karmakart. Sakaryate hyavasha karma sarva prakriti jargunai. No one can refrain from activity for even a moment. Everyone is impelled to act by the modes of material nature. Thus, the person of impure consciousness should not disregard scripturally prescribed purificatory works. Karmendriyani samhayamya yasate manasa smaran. Indriyarthan vimudhatma mityachara sauchate. One who externally restrains his hands, legs, and other senses of action, but whose mind dwells on sense objects, is a fool. Know him to be a hypocrite. Yastvindriyani manasa niyamya bharate niyaya bhate arjuna. Karmendriya karma yogam asakta sa vishyate. O Arjuna, superior is one who, though married, has stabilized his senses by the mind and engaged in the yoga of selfless action. Niyatam kuru karma tvam karma jayo hiyakarmana. Sarira yatrapi chate na prashidhyed akarmana. Perform your prescribed duties, since to be active is better than idleness. Inactive persons cannot even maintain their existence. By giving up fruit of action and performing your obligatory duties, your heart will be purified. Surpassing the plane of renunciation, you will attain pure devotion, transcendental to the plane of mundanity. Yagyartat karma no nyatra lokayam karma bandhanam. Tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Selfless duty performed as an offering to the Supreme Lord is called yagya, or sacrifice. O Arjuna, all action performed for any other purpose is the cause of bondage in this world of repeated birth and death. Therefore, remaining unattached to the fruits of action, perform all your duties in the spirit of such sacrifice. Such selfless action is the way to begin devotional practice. Gradually realize the presence of the Lord, and ultimately attain pure devotion transcendental to the modes of material nature, called Nirgun Bhakti. Text 10. Sahayagya prajashritva puruvacha prajapati anhena prasavishyadvam ishavostvista kamaduk. In the beginning, Lord Brahma manifested the progeny of the world, along with sacrifices. He instructed them thus: take shelter of this religious principle of sacrifice, prosper and flourish. May such sacrifice be the bestower of the things you desire. Devan bhavayata nena te deva bhavayantuva. Parasparam bhavayanta shreya param avapyastya. Propitiate the gods by sacrifices, and may they satisfy you by bestowing your desired fruits. In this way, through mutual nourishment, you will be the gainers of great auspiciousness. Istan bhogan hivo deva dasyante yagya bhavita tayadatan apradhayabhyo yo bhunkte stena evasa. Propitiated by sacrifices, the gods, my worldly representatives, will bestow upon you all your desired enjoyable things. But one who enjoys what is given by the gods without offering it to them is a thief. Yagyashishta santo muchanti sarva kilbishai. Bhunjate te tvangham papa ye pachantyatma karanat. By accepting sacrificial remnants of the universal gods, which means the remnants referred to here are not the same as Krishna Prasad, and Krishna Prasad is food that has been offered to the Supreme Lord by his devotees, and is talked about in chapter 9.20 through 26. So, By accepting sacrificial remnants of the universal gods, virtuous persons are liberated from all sins arising from violence towards other living entities. But those who prepare food for their own pleasure partake only of sin. Anad bhavanti bhutani parjanyad ana sambhava. Yag Yagnad bhavati parjanyo yagya karma samudbhava. The living beings' bodies are manifest from food. Food is manifest due to rain. Rainfall ensues from the performance of sacrifice, and action is the cause of sacrifice. Karma brahmod bhavam vidhi brahmasakar brahmaksara samudbhavam. Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yagye pratistitam. Action is prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas originate in Aksara, the imperishable. Therefore, the all pervading imperishable Lord is ever present within the acts of sacrifice offered to him. Evam pravartitam chakram nanu vartayitayaha. Aghayor indriyaramo mogham partha sajivati. O Arjuna, one who does not respect this natural causal cycle leads a life of sin, enjoying the senses in vain. Yastvatmaratir evasyad atma triptas chamanava. Atmanyeva cha santushtas tasya karyam navidyate. Yet there is no duty to fulfill for the realized person, who delights within the self, being fully satisfied within. His only worldly action or karma is as required for his subsistence. Naiva tasya krithenarto na kritheneha kaschana. Nachasya sarva bhuteshu kaschid arthavyapasraya. In the world, he neither gains by action nor loses by inaction. He does not depend on any other being, from Lord Brahma down to the simplest life form, for any purpose. Tasmad ashakta satatmam karyam karma samachara. Asakto hyacharan karma param apnoti purusha. So perform your prescribed duties without attachment. By selflessly executing one's duties, a person attains liberation. True liberation is the state of pure devotion, attained in the maturity of selfless action. Text 20. Karma naiva hi samsiddhim astita jhana kadaya loka sangraham eva pi sampasyan kartum arhasi. King Janaka and other learned personalities succeeded in attaining devotion through the execution of their prescribed duties. So it is fitting that you fulfill your duty in consideration of the welfare of the people. Yad yad acharati shrestas tatad eve tarojana sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. The masses follow the ways of great men, following the standards they set. Name partasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanhavaptam avaptavyam karta evacha karmani. O Arjuna, I have no duty in the three worlds. I lack nothing, and there is nothing to be attained by me, and yet I myself am active. Yadi hyaham navarteyam jatu karman yatadritya. Mamha vartmanu vartante manusha partha sarvasha. O Arjuna, if ever I do not engage attentively in duties, Then all men, following my example, will give up their duties. Utsidhayor ime loka na kuryam karma chedaham. Sankarasya chakartashyam upahanyam imha praja. If I do not engage in duty, the people of these worlds will renounce their duties and fall to ruination. Thus I will be responsible for their downfall, caused by adulterated progeny. Thus ends our reading for today. All glories to Om Vishnu Pad, Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnu Pad, Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees Ki Jai, Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to our Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. All glories to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Vigyan Muni Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Sripad Bhakti Niskam Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. All glories to Giri Govardhan Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai. Jai Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Ju Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Hari Bol. Dhanyavad.